So today Tesla AI dropped a banger on X, and they said that Tesla employees have been doing ride-hailing trips, and they've already completed 1,500 of them. And in this video, there's a lot of nuggets that we need to dive into, some new information that's going to get us really excited about June in Austin. So let's start by just watching the video together, and I will go over everything that I'm going to cover in detail, but let's just watch it through once together. Here I already see that Tesla is using a different app from the Tesla app. I see that they showed us the Robotaxi logo. There I also saw ride requested on the screen, so we're seeing it work in a Tesla. I also noticed that you could hail a ride without saying where you want to go. So you can get a Tesla already coming towards you without having to specify where you want to go. You can do that as it arrives. Here we're seeing the rear screen in action. If you were wondering why Tesla was putting those into each vehicle they sold lately, now we know why. Here we get a snapshot of a driver picking up multiple people. Just imagine this happening across millions of robotaxis in the US and globally. We're starting to see the opportunity come to life. We've all envisioned it. Some people had a hard time doing that, but now you can't ignore it. So here's what I was talking about. You see the brand new Robotaxi logo. Looks a lot like the Cybertruck logo. And the user says, pick me up. And it says, finding a ride. And then it says, your ride is booked. So that told me that you can have the ride come to you before you set the destination. And you can see on screen here a list of possible destinations that Tesla is assuming that you might want to go. But I just thought it's very efficient, and Ashok refers to it as snappy, that you can have a ride come to you before you tell it where you want to go. Another thing I noticed about this screenshot is that it tells you the license plate. Just make sure when you get in your Robotaxi that it's the correct license plate. And in this shot, you can see that FSD is just driving around town, and suddenly it says ride requested. Picking up Evan, it says in the corner, and you can see the navigation start to move the car towards the pin on the map where Ethan is waiting. This is how it's going to work, guys. You can be at your job, send your Tesla out, Ethan requests a ride, and your Tesla goes to pick it up. So a very similar system to Uber. The only difference is going to be that the Uber driver is not accepting or denying rides. The Tesla autonomous vehicle is indifferent to where the rides are. I'm sure you can set some parameters as to how far you let your Robotaxi go. But as long as it's within your range that you've set, I'm sure it will accept every ride, and that's why there's no option to deny this ride for Ethan. So here we get the perspective of the consumer, and the Robotaxi app gives him a notification that says buckle seatbelts and close doors to continue. So this one's pretty self-explanatory. Buckle up, close the doors. Tesla's all about safety, and the ride will not commence until you do so. And here they include a little clip of how to open the door. We know lots of people struggle with that, especially the guys over at CarWow. But a nice little clip there as people get educated. So now we get a good look at the rear view screen. It says, hello, Evan, shows the destination, and it shows the time you arrive. Once your seatbelt is buckled and the doors are closed, you can click Start Ride. And then it will show you how long until you get to your destination and the destination address. And then it says Emergency Stop. So I figure if you need Tesla to intervene and take control of the vehicle, either for an emergency or to just get out of a situation that maybe it's confused by, if that did happen, you can press Emergency Stop, and that will likely signal the remote controller employee from Tesla. And of course, once again, we just get this wonderful clip of passengers coming and going from this supervised FSD ride-hailing service. And I just want you guys to imagine how this is going to look when it's a cybercab. Difference is going to be you're not in the back seat. It's going to be your own space. You're going to have your own big screen to play with, and that's customized to your settings. And this is going to be happening on all roads in America. So this is why I'm so excited about Tesla, and it's why you should be too. So a couple comments, right? We got Dallas Tesla Club, who's concerned that the absence of the rear screen in most of the unsupervised FSD-ready fleet could affect the ability for those vehicles to take Robotaxi rides. And I think Holmar's catalog had a good reply to him. He said they can just use their phone. It's not that big of a deal. The absence of a rear screen doesn't make that vehicle unable to do a Robotaxi. The person is still happy to go to their destination and just use their phone. And then in regards to what I said earlier about noticing how the app that Tesla was using was a different app from the Tesla app, We got a tweet here from Tesla App Updates, which is a pretty credible account. They said it will be in the Tesla app, not a separate app. This version they are using is likely in test flight, and that makes a lot of sense to me. I don't know why you would create a new app. I think it would be a good idea to let people book robotaxi rides through X, and that would give Tesla all the more reason to buy a stake in xAI. And with payments coming to X and just creating the Everything app, I think it would make a lot of sense. But if you're not going to do that, definitely get this in the Tesla app, not a new app. And one other really cool thing Omar noticed, and it's a small touch, but notice how the rear dome lights in the Tesla turn on and off when it's time to enter or exit the robotaxi. They've really got all the details down, and it just shows you how much time they've spent working on this and how dedicated Tesla is to this whole transition to this new business model. Tesla's all in on robotaxi, and they've been that way for a few years. So with all these bears saying that Elon is just hyping things up on earnings calls and it's tiring, they're just telling the truth. This is what they're working on, so that's what they're going to talk about. So if I want to wrap up this video with the big picture, Tesla said on the earnings call yesterday, 10 to 20 robotaxis in Austin in June to start. And that might sound small to you, but if you contrast it with what we're seeing here, there is an employee in the driver's seat. And now in June, you have 10 to 20 vehicles with no employee in the driver's seat. It doesn't make the 10 to 20 sound so small because it's baby steps ultimately. We're dealing with robots on uncharted territory. These are vehicles moving at fast speeds on roads. Tesla's always prioritized safety. We're not going to just turn on 1 million robotaxis overnight because that's just asking for a setback. You have to take it slow, especially when the entire media and all of the press is against you. They will be looking, they will be scraping for every chance they get to make Elon look bad, to make Tesla look bad. If anyone is so much as scratched by a robotaxi, everyone you know will hear about it. So start slow, prove the concept, get people comfortable, and then hit the masses. So that's all for today, guys. Talk to you soon.